Hey guys, Cloudwolf here, and I'm back today with another request video. This one comes from Christopher Guyan, I believe is his name, and he wanted to know how to do a kind of like a cinematic camera. You know how like you zoom in and the player moves without them controlling it. Kind of good for like intros and outros of maps. And I have one on my 60-second and my 30-second parkour. So I'm going to be going over kind of simply how to do this in a couple steps. So in this video, I'm just going to be going how to do this. There's a lot of different generators out there that you can use, which make it even better. If you want to have a turn in your head, it can make it a smooth turn. But this is just so that you guys can make them yourself and to make really basic ones. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to first like define what area you want the player to go. You have to know what you want to do. So I'm going to my goal is to make the player teleport to the sponge. Then they're going to move all the way up to the TNT and stop right before the TNT. So to do so, there's a couple things you need to do first. So first, you're going to create a new scoreboard. So I'm going to do scoreboard objectives add end dummy. So I usually call mine end because this is for like an outro or an exit to the map. But you can do this for the beginning, whatever you want. I just called the scoreboard end. Okay. So now you're going to have to actually do some math. So the player is here. And the player starts, and you can dictate this to make it more accurate, but the player is going to start basically in the middle of the block. So now you have to calculate how many blocks they have to travel. So they have to travel 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block, 5 blocks, 6 blocks, okay? So then you're going to pull up a calculator right here. If you can't do it in your head or if the number's really big. So 6 blocks. Then you have to determine how fast you want them to go. So you can fiddle around with this number to determine how fast you want to go, but if you want to, we can just do type slash TP at P tilde tilde tilde, determine what direction you're moving. So right now I can see this number is decreasing, so I'm determining negative in the Z direction. So negative, and I'm going to put 0.2. So then I'm going to power this just to give it a little test to see how fast this is and if this is the correct speed. So this is pretty fast. So that's the speed I'm going to want. And I'm going to have to run back. Be careful when you do this, because if it's too fast, you can't make it. Okay. So that's kind of stupid thing to do, but you know, you can make it do it for like, as long as they're on a pressure plate, you can put a pressure plate to activate it, whatever. So 2.2 works. So now you know that you want them to teleport 0.2 of a block and over a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. So you're going to pull up your calculator and do 6 blocks. 6 blocks times 0.2. So, I'm sorry, 6 blocks divided by 0.2. And the number you divide is however many you need. So now you see that you need 30. So that's how many times the player needs to be teleported in order to travel the distance of 6 blocks. And they need to be teleported 30 times, which is actually not that much. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do slash scoreboard players add at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 1, comma score underscore end underscore, and then add and equals, and then add 30 to your first number, so 31 or whatever your number is, and 1. So it's going to do it 30 times, and 30 times, well actually, set this to, yeah, 30. And because once it gets to 30, it'll still add 1 more, so you'll end at 31, which is what you want. So here you go. Then put a switch here, power it, whatever. Then do this next one and do slash execute at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 1 tilde 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 slash TP at P to at P. There you go. So that's going to make the player free so they can't move. Then what I'm going to do, because it's really cool to put in game mode 3, so game mode 3 at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 1. So now if you have end, you're going to be in game mode 3. Then if you want to add the game mode 3, just add one more number to the end of this, like so. Then over here, do slash game mode 2 at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 31. And then you're going to have to change this one to score underscore end equals 30, like so. So that way it will at least turn them into game mode 2 once the teleportation is up. Then the last command block you need is this one over here, the second to last, slash TP at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 1. Then this is where you do this. You can also specify score underscore end equals 31. And in case some of you may not know what I'm doing here with the end, min equals 1 and equals 31, this is making the minimum 1 and the maximum 31. Anyway, so then you're going to make it negative 0.2, because that's what you're doing. Then what you're going to want to do is determine what direction they're facing. So you stand here, and you can see this is roughly negative 180 and 0. So you're just going to type space negative 180 and 0. Then what you do is the last command block is /scoreboard players set at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 31 and 0. And if you want the player to get teleported there, you can just make it a button, like a command block that teleports them there, or you can add another command block, which is TP at A with score underscore end underscore min equals 1, comma score underscore end equals 1, and I'll do it just for this one, now that I think about it. So 259, 56, 213. So if you want to teleport the player, do this, score underscore end underscore min equals, and you actually have to do 2, comma score underscore end equals 2, and then, okay, then put in the coordinates, and then negative 180, and then 0, and then that's it. So now let me /scoreboard objective set display sidebar, end, there you go. Then /scoreboard players set at P end. So once you set the player scoreboard end to 1, they'll do this. And as you can see, I stopped right in front of it in game mode 2, and you might want to do /game rule send command feedback false. That way it doesn't tell them that they're in game mode. So yeah, so that's it. And it works really well. If you have a really long distance you want to go and you don't want to count each block, just estimate how long it'll be and then just make screw around with, if you want to make it 0.2, you don't need to do the calculations, just make this number really big and then just test it out, see how long it is, and if it's the right length then you're good. That's what I did for my 60-second parkour maps. But so now all you need to do is just have a way, so say it text, just power some kind of redstone and do /scoreboard players set at P end 1. And this is multiplayer compatible. Only the players that get powered by this command block will become will initiate their end. So here we go, and there you go. You can see it again, and it stops me perfectly in the middle of the block before it, which is 30 blocks away from the block that we teleported to, because then you teleport, it puts you perfectly in the middle. So that's about it, guys. If you want me to go over one of the command generators, which I really suggest not really using because it kind of lags your world and they're really complicated and can take longer than this to make. But other than that, guys, if you have any more comments or any questions, just leave them in the comment of this. Leave a comment in the description of a video, preferably a new one. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.